Adrian. He was a sociopath.
Released in early 2020, The Invisible Man, written and directed by Leigh Whannell, reimagines the classic Universal monster for a modern, psychologically grounded horror story. Anchored by a powerhouse performance from Elisabeth Moss, this film trades in Gothic laboratories and science gone wrong for a chillingly real story about abuse, gaslighting, and survival. Today, we're diving deep into why this film worked so well, how it redefined horror through a modern lens, and what makes it one of the most unsettling and socially resonant thrillers of the 21st century.
Then I was controlling when I left the house, and eventually what I thought.
The Invisible Man smartly shifts the horror away from science fiction spectacle and onto the psychological torment of Cecilia Cass, a woman escaping from an abusive relationship with wealthy optics engineer Adrian Griffin. Rather than focusing on the titular monster's power, the film gives weight to the victim's experience, highlighting the insidiousness of gaslighting and how it can persist even after a relationship ends. By making Adrian invisible, not just literally, but metaphorically, absent from most of the runtime, but present in every shadow, creak, and flickering light, Whannell turns invisibility into a metaphor for abuse victims' isolation. The terror is no longer just in what Adrian can do, but in how no one believes Cecilia when she says he's still watching, still hurting her.
I'm sorry, I can't take you with me. I'm not gonna leave you with that thing on.
Much of the film's success lies in Elisabeth Moss's emotionally raw and unrelentingly tense performance. She portrays Cecilia's descent into fear, paranoia, and near madness with such nuance that viewers are forced to feel the trauma through her eyes. Moss elevates what could have been a pulpy revenge horror into a character-driven psychological thriller. There are extended sequences where the camera lingers on empty space, inviting the audience to share Cecilia's suspicion that someone might be there. Moss's reactions carry these moments. Without her, the film doesn't work. She essentially acts opposite a ghost for most of the runtime, yet every look, breath, and flinch is deeply believable.
Are you okay?
Whannell and his team use sound, or the lack of it, brilliantly. The film is filled with long, silent sequences that create a claustrophobic atmosphere. Every creaking floorboard or faint breath becomes a threat. Combined with a cold, sterile visual palette, the cinematography keeps the viewer constantly scanning the frame, trying to spot a movement, a shift, a clue that something or someone is there. The use of negative space in framing is masterful. Often, Cecilia will be placed at one end of the frame, leaving an ominous emptiness beside her. That space becomes an invisible antagonist itself, forcing audiences to share her hypervigilance. The camera itself becomes complicit in the tension, as if it too is controlled by Adrian.
He said that wherever I went, he would find me. Walk right up to me, and I wouldn't be able to see him. Adrian is dead. He's not dead.
What sets this adaptation apart is how grounded it is in real-life horror. Rather than centering on the Invisible Man as a scientific marvel or misunderstood anti-hero, Whannell portrays him as a manipulative, controlling abuser who uses technology to continue tormenting his partner long after their relationship has ended. It's a story about trauma, autonomy, and reclaiming power. The invisibility suit isn't just sci-fi fantasy. It's a symbol of how abusers hide in plain sight, and how systems like police, friends, or even family can fail to believe victims. The horror isn't that Adrian is invisible, it's that society allows people like him to go unseen. The final act delivers a satisfying and emotionally charged conclusion. Cecilia's revenge is not just about killing her abuser, it's about regaining control of her narrative. Whannell doesn't go for cheap thrills or over-the-top gore. Instead, he allows the audience to sit with the emotional consequences of the trauma and the small, hard-won triumph of survival. The ambiguity in the final scene, did she plan it all, or did she simply seize a moment, gives Cecilia a layer of agency that victims in horror films often lack. It's a bold move that respects the intelligence of the audience while maintaining thematic consistency.
Are you okay?
He's sitting in that chair.
It's a vital, harrowing, and brilliantly executed story about survival, trauma, and the real-life horrors women face every day. Leigh Whannell turns a well-known monster tale into a haunting exploration of psychological abuse, giving the genre new teeth in the process. It's a film that lingers long after the credits roll, not because of what you see, but because of what you don't. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment letting us know what your favorite scene was, or if you think this is the best Universal Monster reboot yet. Until next time, stay scared and stay seen.
I'll explain later. Just go, Emily. Go.